What's going on YouTube? So I got a question. Do I address my white coworkers about racism? Um, as you guys know, I'm a teacher. So this person wants to know if I had conversations with some of the other white teachers at my school about the whole idea of racism. And to answer your question, yeah, I do. But I typically try not to have those conversations because I know how they end up. A, you'll get the white person who will feel sorry for black America, right? They'll say racism exists not on some like, you know, on a, how can I say, on an intellectual level where we can break down how racism still exists. They'll throw it out there. Yeah, racism still exists. Why? Because they've never been around black people who are doing better than them. So it really has nothing to do with their own research and their own thought. They'll just throw out the whole idea that racism still exists because they don't know any other black person that's doing better than them. So yeah, they acknowledge racism, but it's not even on some, a real intellectual type level. So the conversations are kind of like, yeah, I feel so sorry for black people. I feel so sorry for my black students. And, I respect her sympathy, but at the end of the day, the conversation is not really on a deep level. But then you have your second type, who understands what's going on in America, right? They'll acknowledge the mistreatment and the black condition, but they'll say racism doesn't exist because they knew one person, they knew one black person that's doing better than them. Case in point, I had one teacher tell me he didn't believe in racism because he had to work hard for, the small amount of shit that he has, while growing up as a kid, his neighbor or his friend didn't have to work as hard and he had more, right? His parents were well off, so the black kid, he got the car when he was a kid. He got the new clothes, he got the new shoes. Even though he didn't do well in school, he wasn't working hard. While he, the white guy, had to work hard, but his parents didn't have money. Wasn't that they were struggling, but he didn't get the new car and he didn't have the nice clothes. So that one situation for him led him to believe that racism doesn't exist at all, right? And keep in mind, this dude's very smart, right? He's aware about, different social injustices and all that other shit, but he doesn't want to acknowledge that racism exists, and he openly claims this to be true because he knew one person, black person, that did better than them. And my problem with that is that there's a whole army of white America who feels like, yo, if one person is doing better than them, if one person has more than they have and they didn't have to work as hard, racism doesn't exist at all. So once again, I don't like having conversations with those type of people anyways, because most of the time they know what's going on. They know, they watch the news, they know about the media, they know about all the bullshit that goes on in black America, but they want to act like racism doesn't exist because they can't stand the fact, really, they can't stomach the fact that they know a black person who's doing better than them. Right? They're only going to admit to racism. They're only going to have sympathy for racism when they know that they know no other black person doing better than them. That all the black people that they grew up with and are around are poorer than them. They're not as educated, and they are just so far below them. But the second they're on the same level or above, no, racism can't exist. It doesn't exist. So, that's pretty much how our conversations go. So I kind of try to stay away from them, simply because obviously they kind of make me upset, and I don't want to be the angry black guy at work. So that's how things go. Take it easy. God bless.